Hello and welcome, I'm the Tan Man, and no, I'm not starting a new Let's Play just yet, but soon I will. Soon I shalt. Now, I really want to do another Third Age campaign, and I really want to do Dunland, but I'm kind of stuck between using the Moz submod and the Divide and Conquer. Now if we look here, their strength are adept heavy infantry coupled with fierce axemen. Their weaknesses: lacking centralized army units, only mediocre cavalry and archers. And their unit, like their, not the best unit, but like their, what's it called? Like their staple unit, their poster child of unit is in mock axemen. If we see here, this is where they spawn. Right by Rohan and right in between Rohan and Free Peoples of Ariador. If we take a look, Ariador is up here, and then Rohan is down there, and we're kind of smack dab in between them. Though we would have Isengard as our ally, though they're small, but they're very strong as well. So I really want to play Dunland just because I like them. I think they're very. I think I want more lore on the Dunlendings, just because I think that they could, so much stuff could be done with them. You know, they're really cool. I like them. You know, barbarians. You know, that kind of thing. But let's look at the description. So Dunlending tribes, 3008 AD, chieftain Wolf. By the start of the Third Age, Dunlendings had come to congregate in the valleys of the White Mountains and the grassy plains of Dunland, which lay west of the Misty Mountains between Moria and Isengard. A few went north and became the ancestors of the Men of Bree. Okay. Dunland then became the area most populated by these men, who came to be called Dunlendings. When Eorl and his people were granted Rohan, as it would later be known, in TA 2510. They drove the wild men from their new lands, earning their bitter hatred and enmity. The wild men were also driven from the arid Nimras by the men of Gondor. During the next 500 years, these swarthy, dark-haired savages made frequent attacks upon the outlying settlements of Rohan, exacting revenge upon the usurpers, whom they called Strawheads, because of the high number of blonde warriors among them. As a consequence, Rohan maintained patrols and garrisons to the west of the fjords of Isen to try to limit the number of raids, although these patrols had virtually disappeared under Wormtongue's stewardship, to the point where Saruman's forces could make incursions almost at will. Yet not everybody took against the wild men. At some point near the end of the 30th century of the Third Age, Saruman made contact with them and swayed them to his side by playing on their resentment and hatred of those who had taken what was theirs. Saruman welcomed to Orthanc a large warband of these Dunlendings, led by a tribal chief named Wolf. Saruman evidently convinced them that they could reclaim what had been taken, and during the early part of TA 3013, a fearsome raiding force comprising of Dunlendings, Orcs, and Uruk-hai left Isengard and began ravaging the western settlements of Rohan. Previous attacks by Orcs and Uruk-hai had killed many Rohirrim at the fords of Isen, so there were no warriors to defend against the surprise attack. Many people of Rohan were killed in these attacks, but the raiders never made it across the country to Edoras. It is fair to assume that they encountered one or more Arids, companies of mounted warriors who would have been patrolling the interior. After the defeat of Isengard at the Battle of the Hornburg, the Rohirrim, or the Battle of Helm's Deep, the Rohirrim spared the surviving Dunlendings and used them as workmen to repair the broken walls of the Hornburg. After the War of the Ring, most Dunlendings went to live in Rohan, but some stayed as herdsmen and farmers. The drop of population in Dunland made it become green and peaceful, almost like the Shire. See, that's another reason why I like the Dunlendings is, at first, it wasn't their fault that they were at war with Rohan. Rohan kicked them out, okay? And Rohan was the mean one to them, and they were just trying to take back their land. They were angry, and then they were tricked by Isengard, well, convinced by Saruman to fight them, but at least when they were defeated, the Dunlendings weren't all executed. But I'm glad to see that something good happened at the end. So yeah, this is just looking at the mods. I'm gonna cut to Divide and Conquer right now. Hello, I'm back. Now, here we have the Dunlendings in Divide and Conquer. Their strengths are cheap units, simple recruitment system, safe starting location. Weaknesses, level 3 smithing, restricted construction, and weak early roster. And of course, their poster child is still the Ismark Axeman. Now, their leader. Now, this one starts in 2980 AD. The leader is Chieftain Yagthak. The heir is Huntmaster Freka, and capital is Dun Leok. Now, I like both Maz and Divide and Conquer. The reason I like Divide and Conquer more is it has more factions and more units, and especially if you Divide and Conquer has more factions, more units, a larger. I think it's a larger map, and just the cooler, like, just the small things that they add in it, like they have the strengths and weaknesses. I was just going to point at it, but remember, you can't see my finger. The starting location, neighbors, early expansion. They give you like a large, like, I like how Divide and Conquer does that, but the thing is with Maz, it adds so much more, like all the different scripts, like most of the scripts are really cool, and Divide and Conquer doesn't have that. And I don't know if Divide and Conquer has like if you're not playing as Mordor, and then Mordor has like these stacks upon stacks of armies, which that's really cool that Maz has that too. And I don't know if Divide and Conquer has that as well. But so I don't know which is better. So let's just read the description for the Dunlendings in Divide and Conquer. Starting location: Dunland lies in an area steeped in natural protection. Misty Mountains to the east, Grey Flood to the west, Gap of Rohan to the southeast, and the Glandun River to the north. The Dunlendings, however, only have a few regions to their name. So they start here, right here. This is Enidwath, but they start here. So it's a kind of good position, to be honest. And yeah, though not many regions, of course, as they said. Neighbors: Isengard are right here, are Dunland's only ally and their closest neighbor. Rohan are the clansman's nearest enemy, and they begin at war. To the west of Dun Lerak lie the holdings of the clans of Enidwaith, a curious factions whose intentions remain unclear. So what it's saying is that I'm at war with Rohan, peace with Isengard, and then I am neutral with Enidwaith. Now, what I really want to do is when I play as the Dunlands, I do not want to go at war with these guys. What I want to do is I want to take out, it depends on which map, but really I want to take this area and then take Rohan. Help take Rohan, and that's it. Well, okay, I'm eventually going to keep on going, but at first I do not want to be at war with, I don't want to be at war with these guys like right off the bat. So I may actually, if these guys make peace, if like Eriador make peace with Enidwaith, then I can't kill him. But I just want to be at peace with these guys, so I don't have to worry about them at first, and be able to strengthen my holding down here. So, early expansion. North of the Gwathalo River is where Dunland will find freely available land, starting with the ruins of Tharbad. Beyond that, war must be kindled with someone for Dunland to expand. Yeah, which, again, north, I could take this until I come across, those guys. Which won't be fun. Military. A military force made up of predominantly of... Oh, also, with Divide and Conquer and Maz, is that it doesn't, like, with Divide and Conquer at least, it's not, like, strict, you are... These people like you, these people don't. In Maz, I think that's it. But, like, in Divide and Conquer, it says, okay, you're... ally is Isengard. I really don't know much about either Divide and Conquer or Maz, but yeah. So, predominantly of weak rabble, like clansmen, defines Dunland. They do have some strong berserker units, but heavy armor or heavy infantry are a rare occurrence in the Dunnish Hills. However, if they can field their few heavy units, Middle-earth will find Dunland to be a strong force to face. Their weaknesses: limited choice of units, weak early and mid-tier units, very few cavalry and ranged units, and an inability to construct high-level castles. The Dunlendings, seeing their chance, came over the Isen and down from Isengard. It was soon known that Wulf was their leader. They were in great force, for they were joined by enemies of Gondor. The Rohirrim were defeated, and their lands were overrun, and those who were not slain or enslaved fled to the dales of the mountains. Helm was driven back with great loss from the crossings of Isen, once great power of Dunland. So this is, yeah. Alright. So yeah, it just... post in the comments, please, post in the comments what you suggest for me to play on, either Divide and Conquer or Maz. I'm fine with either. I like both of them, and therefore I can't make a decision. I'm really bad with decisions, so just post in the comments or something, please. No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, well, I hope you have enjoyed. Well, I'm sorry. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we can. I'll give this about a week to sit stagnant, and hopefully people will comment. Hopefully you crazy people, will comment, and I'll know which submod to play as. All right, goodbye.